Meanie.
Yes, sir.
Cannonballs.
Cannonballs.
This summer, it's not about the size of those cannonballs. It's about making a splash with our friends at Manscaped. Prep for barbecue season by making sure your grill master has the hottest dogs the summer's ever seen. When you're at the cookout, let the meat speak for itself with Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0. It's time to get ready and not sweaty, Meanie. By going to manscaped.com right now and using promo code MINDMeanie for 20% off, plus free shipping. And Meanie, I got to tell you, you use some of them generic store brand razors to trim Little John and the East Side boys, and you're gonna get some nicks, you're gonna get some cuts, and you're gonna get some scrapes. I got to tell you, man, using the Manscaped products, the Performance Package 4.0 has helped my confidence, not only looking at myself in the mirror, but also with Mrs. Goober. If you know what I'm talking about. The Manscaped Performance Package 4.0 has everything you need to guarantee you'll have the most mouth-watering treats at the party. They have even built the ultimate bundle for your summer grooming. Their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower has a 7,000 RPM motor, meaning, I don't know if you know all this, that it also has a new multifunction on and off switch that can engage a travel lock so you don't get any uncomfortable buzzing in your luggage. And it gives you the ability to turn off the 4000K LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave if you're like me in the shower at 4:30. Did I mention, Meanie, that this trimmer is waterproof too? Beach, pool, or shower, this razor will devour even the strongest pubes.
Let me tell you something, sir. It is summertime, and I like to go in the pool. And speaking of cannonballs, I like to moisturize my cannonballs with the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant. After I put on a comfortable pair of the Manscaped boxers, these are the most comfortable boxer shorts I have ever worn in my life, and I love them.
I'm wearing them right now. No shit. I legitimately am wearing them, and they are so comfortable. They're soft. They're breathable. They give me extra room for Little John of the East Side boys. And you'll get a set of Manscaped boxers and the Shed travel bag inside of the Performance Package 4.0 as a free gift. Now, wearing sandals with some nasty toenails is nasty during the summer months. Looks like you're going to jump into the water and catch trout. The good news is that they added in something new, the Shears 2.0, a luxury nail grooming set, which includes stainless steel nail cutters, tweezers, and grooming scissors. And as a treat, you should add in the crop mops to your order, a moist towelette specifically for your beach balls, Meanie. It's the best midday refresher to stop your popsicle from melting. So go ahead right now, Meanie. Where can they go right now?
Go to manscaped.com and save 20% when you use our coupon code MINDMeanie.
That's 20% off plus free shipping by using promo code MINDMeanie at manscaped.com. Manscaped, the perfect way to get your patties sizzling hot this summer. And we want to thank them, as always, for sponsoring the program.
This is the Mind of the Meanie. Here are your hosts, the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard.
Peace, world, and welcome everybody to the Mind of the Meanie, your weekly peek into the world, according to former WWE superstar and ECW original, the Blue Meanie. Cover wrestling, music, movies, sports, and lots of useless knowledge, all contained in the Mind of the Meanie. I'm your tour guide, Adam Barnard, and he is the Blue Meanie. Meanie! What's on your mind?
Howdy, stranger.
What's up?
Hey, what's up, man? Been a couple weeks.
Yeah. Anything going on?
I don't know. Not much.
A little bit here and there.
You had a lovely weekend.
Dude, it was
SummerSlam.
It was unbelievable, man. It was a dream come true. Like, I don't even know how else to say it. It was last minute, right? Like I had applied for the credential. Shout out to the team at WWE Communications, Greg Domino and everybody over there. You guys are fantastic. It's no secret that I want to interview Pastor Cody Rhodes, and I've been after it for a while. Really working hard to try to get that interview to happen. And Greg reached out and was like, hey, man, he's like, we're going to be doing these press junkets and things in Detroit. He's like, make sure you submit, your information and we'll have you come out. So I submitted it, and then I got approved. I didn't expect to. So I said to Courtney, because it was my birthday yesterday too. So I was like, thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate you. And I was like, listen, like, I don't know, like maybe, like maybe I shouldn't go. She's like, no, you have to fucking go. You have to do this. So we like quick got everything together, got it moving and got out there. And it was an experience like I've never had before. And it was just so dope to be in, like, feel like I was included in the space finally, like I've been working so hard to make my own avenue and make my own lane in this like wrestling media thing. Cause I'm not, like I'm not just wrestling, right? Like I do politics and music and everything, but like the conversations are my thing. And, I've worked really hard to get to this point, and I finally got there, and it was just like, holy shit. Like I flew in after my shoot job on Thursday night, and I only got like 3 hours of sleep because it was late when I got there, and the Ubers were crazy from the airport. Cause of course they are. And so Friday morning I get there and they're doing the press or the press junket, and I got to talk to Baron Corbin. I got to talk to Finn Balor, the Alpha Academy, and Shayna Baszler, and all that stuff right now is on my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Foundation Radio Pod, and I'll link that in the show notes for anybody that's listening, so you can take a look there.
Peace.
And yeah, I mean, everybody was great, man. It was a really dope time, and I got to meet a lot of. The other thing too was like I got to meet a lot of really cool people inside the media space. Like Haley Miller and Muscle Man Malcolm. I got to meet people that I talk to and interface all the time with on Twitter, like Alfred Kunawa and Sir Wilkins, Joey from the Angle podcast. Like there's so many people, man, that were there, and it was just it was a really cool experience, man. Detroit. Very cool. Detroit's pretty rad too, I gotta say. I think it gets a bad rap because I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty neat city.
I haven't been there in ages. Last time I was in there it was probably 2000, maybe.
Really?
Well, no. I did an indie out there about 2006, 2007. Flew into Detroit. But never really got to go to Detroit proper. It was always on the outskirts of Detroit, but yeah, Michigan's always been good to me in my career. I started my career there early, working for Sabu and a bunch of the indies out there. So yeah, it's good to hear that you said Detroit's pretty good now. So
yeah, it was pretty dope, man. I'll have to pull up the name of the restaurant I ate at in the morning, but I basically spent most of my day down at like right near Ford Field, which is where the show was last night. And it's near the Fillmore, and then like right next to the Fillmore, it's like Union Assembly is the restaurant, and inside of there is Eminem's spaghetti place called Mom's Spaghetti. And so me and Sir Wilkins and Haley and Muscle Man Malcolm, we all like we're a little quartet. So Wilkins has this thing where he's like he's going to go to a Nike store, and chaotic Uber ride there was crazy, right? And so then we're like, all right, well, let's go get some food. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, spaghetti meatballs, like it's a good lunch, like hearty, like no issues. The four of us had the itis, like we were falling asleep fucking like within an hour because we're all charging our stuff, and we're all like, oh my God, why did we eat so much, And then we had to go to Community Day, which is was in the evening. So that was from like 4 to 6, and they were doing like a Meals on Wheels thing. They were packing a bunch of meals for like the Detroit folks who are in like shelters and things like that. And they had a bunch of superstars there. Big E was there. Cody was there. Titus O'Neil did a spot as well. So it was cool, man. I mean, it was a wild, jam-packed like 72 hours. My flight, I was saying to you in the green room, by the way, you can actually, right now, I don't know if you know this, Meanie, but folks who are watching with us right now are on our Patreon page, and you could have watched the green room show to match like the green room like Meanie shirt. The green room show, if you go to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie right now and sign up. So I was planning on flying out where, the schedule, the way it worked out was like, I could have either taken the 6:05 home from Detroit, which I got home in like an hour and 6 minutes, which was crazy. Or I would have been like, all right, well, I'm going to do a flight at like 9:30. And then from Detroit, I would have gone to fucking Chicago and then back down to Maryland and then back here to Philly. I'm like, I'm not changing flights 4 fucking times to get home. So collectively, I'm running on about 2 hours of sleep. So
yeah, well, you save it for tonight, and then like when you save it for when you go back to when you go to sleep at your normal hour.
Yeah.
That way you'll be back on your cycle, tomorrow, overnight into tomorrow. So you'll be back on your normal sleep routine. But that's all. Even if I'll sleep on a flight and it's a red eye or whatever, I just make sure I stay up all day just so I can, actually really go to sleep. Because I'm afraid of taking naps.
Yeah.
Just because I'm afraid if I take a nap, that's just going to mean I'm going to stay up later and it throws off my sleep cycle. But it's sometimes the best bet is just stay up all day and then go to bed your normal hour, and then that way you're back on your body adjusts back. Not like you went out to a different time zone or anything.
Yeah.
But
well, I thought Detroit was actually like an hour behind. I didn't realize until I got there it was still in Eastern time. I was like, oh fuck yeah, I'm not going to be jet lagged. This is great, But I was thinking I was supposed to do a spot with Tom Collihue today, but he's having some internet issues. We were going to do like a SummerSlam recap show for Foundation. And so I was like, oh, okay, good. We can push. And I was like, oh, we're going to do the recording for Meanie and then I'll lay down and go to sleep. But now I'm like awake and I'm like, no, I don't want to fuck up the rhythm because that's exactly what will happen is I'll take a nap. I'll be down and out for like 6 hours. It'll be fucking 5:30 in the afternoon and then I won't be able to go to sleep. And it's like, now everything is screwed up and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Did you get
to go do some jumping jacks, slap yourself in the face, stay awake,
take a nice cold shower, get all fucking refreshed and ready to go for the day.
Repeatedly, like I do when I'm driving. When you're driving, your eyes are getting a little heavy. You're like, no, boom, boom, boom. Start punching myself in the leg and roll down the window and scream songs to ABBA. You scream ABBA lyrics and stuff like that.
If I saw you driving down the street with your windows open, screaming ABBA lyrics, I would think nothing of it. I'd be like, yep, he's trying to stay awake.
Fernando!
Oh my god, it's amazing, dude.
Do what you gotta do.
You gotta, hey man. I did that. I told you when I was back. I did that freaking pond jumping from Nashville to Philly to Pittsburgh for Foo Fighters. I drove 4 hours one way, shot photos for 30 minutes, and drove back the other way 4 hours. Windows down, fucking. There wasn't enough Red Bull in the world to keep me awake at that point, man. And I was screaming in the car, man. I don't even remember. I was probably singing like Dashboard Confessional, screaming infidelities, just anything to stay awake, anything, right? So
too funny.
Oh man, it's been a dope weekend. Did you get a chance to catch any part of SummerSlam?
I saw a good portion of it. I caught up on it. So I went to McCuskers for a little bit and watched the Phillies game. And then I was like, oh yeah, I could put the show on my phone. And I turned on right as Cody and Brock were starting. I got to watch from that point on. So I'll go back and catch the earlier part of the show, see what I missed.
Yeah.
But it was a good event overall. Yeah. I really enjoyed it.
The crowd was white hot, man. There was 59,000 people in the stadium, and
that's great.
When you're up in the press box and you're up high, right? Like it's sort of like this amazing scene to look down on. You're like, holy shit! Like there are so many people in this fucking place, right? And you don't even realize how many. Like it's staggering how many people can fit in, and even like behind, kind of peeking behind the curtain. Even behind like the hard camera where the hard camera sits, there's still a whole section of seats that are sectioned off and not usable. And I'm always like, fuck, how many people could actually fit into this place? Like how many people could they actually pack into this joint? But no, it was great, man. The event, the big turn, I'm sure, everybody's going to talk about it. Did you watch the main event or did you say you didn't get a chance? Okay. So yeah, the big spoiler reveal, folks. You better hop off if you don't want to hear it now. I'm giving you a warning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jimmy Uso turns on his brother in the main event. How you feeling about the bloodline, man? How are you feeling about the story now?
It's crazy because it looked like there for a second there. It looked like Solo was going to turn for a second. I thought, oh, is Solo going to align with Jay? And then match goes on, and then. The big reveal, Jay comes out, in a hoodie, breaks up the count and just stares at him. And, he has a decision to make, and he decides to, kick his brother right in the head, which is, there was a little foreshadowing to this. There's like an interview with Jimmy and Jay saying how they, when they were kids, they wanted to, wrestle each other at WrestleMania one day and stuff like that. So they've been kind of telegraphing that, eventually they're going to end up wrestling each other. So I can see this being the next program for the next couple, months.
Yeah.
To further the bloodline storyline. But like I was saying, like I was watching at the bar, and there's some casual, people I know from the bar, and they're casually watching with me, and I was explaining, just like how this is like one of the best storylines in wrestling right at the moment.
Yeah.
In a long, long time, and it was cool to watch people watch who hadn't been watching. So
yeah,
it was just on my tiny little phone. I was just minding my business, in my corner of the bar. But it was fun. It was fun. But it was a great event altogether. Even though I still need to catch up on the earlier stuff. I was happy. Happy LA Knight won. Yeah. The Slim Jim Battle Royal. Mm-hmm. That crowd pop was. I can't imagine how that sounded live, but that on TV it looked humongous.
Not only was it loud as hell, it was probably the loudest pop of the night. Next to I would say it was like Cody, Jay, and then LA Knight, like volume level, right? Yeah. And not only was the pop loud for him in the stadium, for 2 days, everywhere you went, people were chanting LA Knight. They were doing literally everywhere. Shirts were selling out. I don't even know how many shirts they had left at the Superstore of his. There was the four of us, the quartet that we went to the Superstore, and they were restocking the LA Knight shirts because they couldn't keep. It's like, the guy's undeniable. He's over. He is probably one of the, if not the most over, he's probably one of the most over in the company right now. And I'm glad they're starting to put the pieces together here. And I think he's got a better shot at the U.S. title than the Intercontinental. Although I would like to see him. I would like to see him dethrone Gunther. Where do you think they're going to go with him at this point?
I don't know. It's which brand is he on?
Oh, he's on SmackDown.
And they're the Intercontinental belt, right?
Oh no, I think they swapped. So he'd probably go after the U.S. title with Austin Theory.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah, we went through this last week. I think. Right. Yeah, I got that 2-hour sleep brain.
No. I'm just making sure I'm not having deja vu all over again. But U.S. belt be. I think it would look pretty good around his waist. So he's got the look. Yeah, I think they're going to have Gunther hold on to that thing for a little bit long for a good minute.
Well, he's only got another 30 some days before he beats the Honky Tonk Man's record. So I think they're going to let him breeze right by that. And then they'll probably make a decision to pull it off of him. But
they create their own new history. Yeah. Updated history.
Yeah. It's like I said, man, it was a wild weekend. Happy to be home, happy to have made, so many good connections and just to be there on my birthday, right? It was just this crazy, surreal moment where it's I feel like I've worked so hard to get to this point, and now I'm here at the dance, and I'm at a fucking one of the top 4 pay-per-views of the biggest sports entertainment company in the world, covering this as media, and it was just it was a very cool experience, man. But I also know, sir,
yes,
that you were busy this weekend too. What were you doing?
Yeah, I got an invite to the Philadelphia Eagles training camp.
Sick.
I got a media pass, which is pretty cool.
That's amazing.
I thank God for wrestling. I've been able to make some friends in the business. One of my friends, Dennis Kelly, is back with the team, and I've some friends who work behind the scenes, and they always say, I have friends, at the Phillies, friends at the Eagles, and they're always like, hey man, anything I can do, let me know. I always feel like like a mooch, you know, like when the Phillies won the World Series, my buddy was like, look, you haven't bothered me for tickets all year. You want to go to the World Series? Like, yes. So I was thinking, I was like, you know what? Let me see if I can call in a favor and see if they got if I could go to a training camp. And now they have like public workouts. Like tonight they're doing one down at the link where it's like $10 and all the money goes to the Eagles Autism Foundation.
Awesome.
Which is awesome. But this was like really cool, really intimate, a really cool intimate setting. And we went down Friday at 10 a.m. And it was pretty cool. Just went down, hung out, me and Mrs. Meanie. They have a great setup down there. Like you walk through the gates and there's all these great photos and, the logos for training camp spray, stenciled on the walkway, and you got sounds of Merrill calling plays.
Sick, man.
There's the word Eagles where you can go in and stand in the word Eagles, and they got the helmet, the helmet go-kart you could sit in. They got all this great stuff. And then you walk out and there's the field. It's like, oh, beautiful. And like I got to walk right up to the edge of the grass and just hang. Like this, like for these training camp practices, they don't have somebody, you can't go to all of them, but like they have like tents set up for like season ticket holders, this, that, the other thing. So you have to like kind of like stay with your tent for like who you're with, all that stuff. But I had the media pass, so I could just I just walked right up to the grass and we sat there and hung out, and it was neat watching them, do the warm up drills and stuff like that. It was great to see. It was cool to see Jalen Hurts up close. Yeah. Throwing that ball. Like there was a moment where they're like, tell everybody, all right, put your phones away because they're going to run some real plays now. Yeah. They're going to run the plays they're not doing at the link, in case another team sends a scout to record them practicing, at the link, which is kind of, I went to a practice at the link, and so I was like, oh my God, look how bad that pass. I was like, look, it's a public workout. They're not going to do something real in case, It would be nothing for the Cowboys to spend $10 to send a guy down there with a camera and record the Eagles.
Right.
So you're not going to see anything real, at the public workout. But we went down to this, and they're like, put the phones away, and watching Bradbury and AJ Brown go at it, like cool. 1 versus 1. I was like, oh my God. They released one video. I was trying to find myself because I was like right there for that play. But it's hard to slow-mo on Twitter. But and I'm still calling it Twitter, by the way. But,
we're never calling it X. Everyone who's listening, it's never going to be X. The only X that we acknowledge here is DMX, okay? Sorry.
Yes.
Make sure we had to put that out there in the world.
X is going to give it to you.
That's exactly right, sir.
Yes. But yeah, it was cool. They were doing like drills just going down the field. Like they would start at the opposite end of the field, and offense would work its way down and towards us. And dude, there was like one pass. I wish I could remember who caught it, but Jalen threw this. He was throwing balls where like only the receiver can get, and you're watching the guy catch the ball and hit the ground, and you feel the impact in the bottom of your feet. It's just like, oh,
crazy.
It's like the coolest thing ever.
That's amazing, man.
It's like football Christmas in July,
Yeah.
But and then they did some stuff, and then practice was over. Oh, while we're standing there and just hanging out, like there's just like legends milling around. Jason Kelsey's father's walking around. Like, Mr. Kelsey, it's a pleasure. He shook his hand, and he just seemed stunned that I recognized him. I was like, dude, you were on you were on their podcast.
Right.
He's a big burly man. You're standing there, you see Mike Quick walk by. I got a photo with him.
I saw that. Yeah, that was dope.
I was like, I love you.
my quick and Bon Jovi.
Yeah. It was like that. It was almost like that. Bill Berge was walking around. I was standing a couple feet away from Mel Reese because they had a Rita's Water Ice truck there. Everybody was going to, so I was like in prime spot too. Everybody's going over to that. Big Hugh Douglas was there. Tank Hollis Tank Thomas, he was there, and I interacted with them a lot on social media, so it was kind of cool to catch up in real life and stuff like that. And it was just cool to watch them to play up close. Then practice broke down, and my buddy Dennis came over, Dennis Kelly, because I told him we're going to have to hyphenate his name to Dennis Kelly Green, because they're bringing back the Kelly Greens this season. And he's a good dude, man. He mountain of a fucking man. Like I said, he came to the Squared Circle wrestling convention in Indianapolis, and all the fans were like looking at him like he's a wrestler. He's like a foot taller than me. I'm like 6'1". I wouldn't say a foot, but like he's pretty fucking tall. And everybody's like eyeing him up, like, who is he? They're just like trying to figure out, is he a wrestler? But he came over, we chatted for a little bit, and then some guys were just milling around. Got to talk to Dallas Goddard for a little bit. Jordan Mailata, he was there. He was mobbed. Yeah, he's a rock star, man. He had a crowd around him, and went over for a second, said hey, and I know I'm going to botch his name, Mecky Garner. He's a new draft pick. We took a photo, I posted it on Instagram, and he's like, I swear to you, I was happy to take this photo because I guess he thought he looked too serious. I was like, hey man, look, you're fine, because he was going to pull them all different directions.
I'm sure.
He's like, we're definitely going to retake this photo. So that's pretty cool. It was just a really cool experience just to be there. And then, like, as we were leaving, it started raining. So it's like the football gods held out, because like I knew we were going to the training camp practice, but I was like worried about rain. I was like, if it rains, they usually cancel.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the breakdown of the weather. And it's like slight chance of rain, and then they wrapped up practice, and as we were walking out, it started raining. I was like, oh my god,
oh man, perfect timing.
Yeah, they held out just for us. I mean, it sprinkled a little during practice, and then would stop, like tease us.
Yeah,
like, oh please don't, but it was cool. It was awesome. The team looks great. The new guys that got look great. And I can't believe football season's among us already. And I love football, but I also love summer. But I hate that football makes summer go by so much quicker. Because I'm waiting for football.
Yeah, and it's like I'm excited because it's like it feels like that's when the fall really, really hits, is when like football starts. And I'm like, yeah, this is going to be dope. But I'm like, oh man, it's already the beginning of August. Like we're already almost through the year, and the older I get, man, it just goes so much faster now. It just blows my mind, man. Yeah. But the other thing I wanted to mention before getting a question, a sports related question,
yes,
is that what I see there? That you're wearing one of your Kelly Green Johns?
This is a shirt I've had for a couple of years.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a new Philly John. But I saw you got one of the Kelly Green Johns, right?
Yeah, we went down to this is what I love about Philadelphia. We tailgated. Well, I didn't tailgate, but like the fans of the Philadelphia Eagles tailgated at like 3 a.m. for a store that opens at 9 to buy the new retro Kelly Greens that I talk about. Like, people listening elsewhere probably have no fucking clue what I'm talking about. Philadelphia Eagles used to wear these uniforms back in the, from the 90s through, well, their whole creation, but they had different versions of it. They were in Kelly Green, but they're allowed to have a new throwback. They're going to they've always wanted to go back to the Kelly Green unis, but the NFL had some stupid helmet rule where you couldn't have more than one helmet. So you couldn't wear the Kelly Greens with the current helmet, you know. So they fixed the rule. You know, the Eagles announced last year that this year is going to be the return of the Kelly Green uniforms.
Sick.
And they went on sale, and people just tailgated like overnight, like it was a rock concert from like 3 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Amazing.
So I woke up and I was like, oh man, looking at everybody there, I was like, I live like, you know, a couple minutes from there.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, let's go down. So we went down, and the line was way down by then. It was like we were like three. You know, when you go, they got the guardrails up, and you have to go around, like loop around and stuff like that. We only had to go like three or four loops, and then we got in there, and it was pretty cool, man. It was just like, you know, walking in, and you just see the whole walls full of these awesome Kelly Green jerseys, and I was just hoping they had my size. So luckily, first one I went up to, I saw Lane Johnson. It was like a XXX. I was like, oh, well, I'm just going to grab this.
Yeah, sold.
Yeah, and Mrs. Meanie, she wanted a Jason Kelsey, and there was a Jason Kelsey in an adult, and it was like X amount of dollars. But she's like, oh, let me go look. She went over to the kids section, and there's one that over there that fit her that was like $40 less.
Oh my God.
So, you know, she went and got the kids jersey, and I got the adult jersey, and it was pretty cool. We're just hanging out, talking to people, and just it was pretty cool. It made the news. It was not me being there, but like the release of the jerseys made the news, and it's been the rage of the whole thing. Right before recording, I was watching the Philadelphia Eagles put up the video of the players seeing the uniforms for the first time, and you know, they're excited for it, and I'm excited for it. You know,
That's
so
awesome.
yeah, they got 2 games this year. They're going to wear them. The Buffalo Bills game, I forget which week, and then the Miami Dolphins game, which I kind of wish they would have had them against, you know, Dallas and the Giants, you know, just to, you know, because they're division rivals and stuff like that. But hey, I'll take it. You know, I'm just glad they're back.
I really enjoyed that. I've always really preferred the Kelly Green look, and I've always said that if I get another jersey, it would be the Kelly Green look. So I'm glad that they're back. I know Matt from Dover's been talking about going to get one, and I'm like, listen, man, let me get paid on Friday, and we'll go get one together. We'll go down to the stadium, we'll go get one. But I got a sports-related question for you, pal, as I scratch my eye here. Sorry. What's going on with Trea Turner? What's the deal? I saw some rumblings about that, but I didn't really have time to like dive deep into it. Like, what's the deal? What's everybody pissed off about with him?
Oh, Trea Turner is a perennial all-star that we signed to a new deal this year, and he plays shortstop for the Philadelphia Phillies, and he's just been in a fucking slump. And he's kind of going through what Nick Castellanos went through last year. Like Castellanos is like one of the best hitters in baseball, came to the Phillies last year and kind of just, you know, slumped. And for whatever reason, it just, you know, he came in, you know, Nick Castellanos came in this year and he's been hitting the ball awesome.
Yeah.
Been doing great. Something similar with Trea Turner's going on where he's just in a slump. And I forget which game it was last week, but he made a bad error that eventually it might have been against Miami, where he cost them the game. And in the post-game interview, he's like, you know, you could put this loss on me. And like the fans are like, oh man, that's kind of cool. You know, It sucks that he's slumping, but like we respect people who, you know, even when, you know, people who take ownership of things, you know, just they come out and say, hey, yo, I fucked up. So, they did the Miami series. He took, you know, responsibility for the one loss, and this became a thing on Sports Talk Radio. It's like, man, you're coming home. how's the crowd going to react to him? And everybody's like, we should just stand up for him and give him a ovation just for, owning it. Say, hey, man, we respect you. And kind of take the pressure off him, because I think he's been in his head a little bit too much, been thinking about it too much. So he's been putting this pressure on himself and, really trying to push and press to do things, which ends up making mistakes. So last night, he, the first night he come back, they give him a standing ovation, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And he got a couple hits, which is cool. And then last night against the who are they playing? Oh, the Kansas City Royals. Phillies were down 6-5. And I want to say he came on and hit a 3-run shot.
Wow.
3-run home run. Like, there's 2 guys on base. For those who don't follow baseball, there's 2 guys on base. He hit a home run, scoring, putting the Eagles, putting the Phillies up 8-6.
Mm.
And then there was another moment where JT Realmuto was on second, and Trey came up and hit a RBI double. So he scored like 4 runs last night, which is pretty cool. And it's pretty cool that the scoreboard said 69.
Yeah,
so.
I saw that. I was like, nice. As Carl would say. Nice. But
yeah. But it was cool to see a city stand up behind a guy and cheer him on, and then watch him go and produce like he did last night.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. Yeah, I like I said, I saw some of the discourse about it, but I didn't get a chance to really dive into it. But I figured he probably, as in all things, it was probably just an overreaction because he had a bad game. And I agree though, like knowing that he took like the took the heat for it. Like that's a dope thing to do. Like not many people would say that, not many people would take that.
Something similar happened last year with Alec Boehm, where he had a game where he made like 4 fucking errors in the game, and the camera caught him saying, "I fucking hate this place."
Yeah.
And then the reporters went up to him and said, "Hey, the camera's caught you saying," he's like, "Look," Alec Boehm said, "Look, I was frustrated. I was in a bad spot. I don't hate this place. I'm a human being. I apologize, this and another thing." And the next night he came out, the crowd gave him a standing ovation.
Yeah.
Because he owned up to it,
Dude, people make mistakes all the time, man. Shit happens, man. And again, you're in the heat of that game. You're in a moment, and you say shit. And unfortunately, he got his shit caught on camera, and that sucks. But
yeah, not worse than somebody fucks up and goes, "I wasn't me, that was him."
Yeah. No, come on, man.
Fuck you. We just saw it.
We literally just saw you say it, sir.
What are you, a cat?
Listen, man, this has been fun catching up here about SummerSlam and the Eagles media scrum. But I have a question, and it's been like 2 weeks since I've asked this to you. So if I may, for a moment,
A
question.
Yes.
Are you ready to ask Meanie?
I would love to.
It's time to ask me anything.
Ask me something.
This is a drizzling shit.
I can't remember what regular air smells like.
Don't forget to tweet us your questions using the hashtag AskMeanie, and you may hear them on the program. Danny cussing on the show. Meanie, you got your seltzer today? I got my cheap shit from Aldi.
I got my Polar Black Cherry seltzer.
We're going to crack these. You can say them in. I'll just do it the normal way. In 3, 2, 1. Get my fingers to work here. Scrum Trelescent, sir. Pinkies up.
There we go.
Sensational. Love it. Got a bunch of questions here in the Pod Squad. Don't forget, sign up today. Patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie, and you can join us while we record and ask us all your questions in real time. Travis Boab.
What up, Trav?
Wants to know, what are our thoughts on the Dark Side of the Ring episode about Bash at the Beach 2000?
It was interesting. I mean, like, you always have to go into these things realizing this show is for people who aren't hardcore wrestling fans. This show's made for the casual viewer. So a lot of stuff I already knew or you probably knew it too, a lot of it. But it was just interesting seeing the juxtaposition.
Yes.
Is that a word?
That is a word. Well done.
Between Russo's side of events and Bischoff's side of events, and then Jeff Jarrett in the middle.
Yeah,
talking about how it came down to like him debating it while his music was playing.
Yeah,
but it was interesting, to say the least. Wasn't really a dark moment in wrestling, not really, but it was definitely controversial. But not the worst episode of Dark Side of the Ring. I'll maybe go with the Abdullah episode.
God,
that was rough. I was just like, ooh.
What was the other guy's name that was in the Abdullah episode? The guy that said that sued him. What was his name?
Oh, Hannibal.
Hannibal. That's right. Oh man, that episode was incredibly difficult to watch. Like
it was
really tough to watch. And I knew most of the Bash at the Beach stuff. Like, I'm a history nerd, so like wrestling history is also kind of my thing. And like I've looked and researched that extensively. I agree with you, Meanie. I don't necessarily think that it was a dark moment, like in the context of the rest of the show. I think it's more like morbid curiosity and like just a really fucked up situation that's become legendary. I will say though, I don't think really anybody came out of that looking the way that they thought they were going to. And I don't think that was by design. I think it was just the fact that like, sometimes when you're in a situation and you say the facts out loud, like you repeat it and then, time passes and you're like, oh fuck, that really wasn't a good decision. For my money, I feel like the only one who really came out of that looking like, this was a really bad thing and I really didn't want to be involved in that kind of thing was Jarrett. I thought that for me,
Jeff he came out looking the better of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
There's a few things I didn't realize I didn't realize he wrestled twice that night.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did the thing with Hogan and then, he came out again and wrestled Booker T. So it kind of jobbed twice in one night, It's kind of crazy.
It's wild. It is a wild story. And it's like, there's a lot of really interesting dynamics. And again, like you said, there's one person's version of it. There's the other person's version. And then there's the actual truth of what happened. So, as in all things, I don't know if you're ever actually going to get the full story and the full scope of what really went down. But I definitely think it illuminated it a little bit more. But again, to co-sign what you said, like I don't necessarily think it was a dark moment in the ring. Lucha wants to know from last episode.
Yes.
I asked you if you wanted to bet on the Eagles versus the Jets. If you win, I pay double my Patreon level. If I win, you shout out my wrestling, art, Instagram, and YouTube channel because I've had some time to think about the stipulations.
Sure.
Done. Okay.
Done deal, pal.
Done and done.
Right. Yeah, that's a fair one.
Yeah. Mark this down. Make sure you record this so we can come back to it when it happens. And
print it out, put it on the fridge.
Stick it right on the wall. We will come back to it. Anthony Camerata wants to know, there's a local sub shop that names sandwiches after celebrities, and there's a Chris Jericho sandwich, which is a thinly sliced ribeye, teriyaki sauce, and cheddar cheese. Oh, that actually sounds pretty good. I'd eat it. But what would you put on a Blue Meanie sandwich?
It's got to be a sub.
It could be anything. Could be anything.
Whichever.
Yeah.
Wherever you go. Oh, man. I don't know. Maybe a cheeseburger hoagie with blue cheese crumbles and tomato, fried onions. With a little bit of sriracha mayo.
Ooh.
No, I mean, I don't know if sriracha mayo goes with blue cheese. I don't know.
Yeah, it might offset it there. I don't know.
Maybe some A1 or something like that.
Yeah, something that cuts the blue cheese a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark and Dryden wants to know, other than the Brett and Davey Boy match, can you guys name another of your favorite SummerSlam matches?
Have to be Mr. Perfect Bret Hart, right?
That's
from the Garden.
That's the one I was thinking of.
That was a pretty historic SummerSlam. You had the Bulldog incident in the background with the Rougeos. You had Ultimate Warrior beating Honky Tonk Man.
Yeah,
super quick. But if I'm thinking this, it's the same SummerSlam. But Brett, Mr. Perfect would probably have to be one of the top matches, just because, you know, just the build and the crowd. You know, something about the crowd of that night just made the event even bigger. You know,
that's the first one that popped into my mind. So I would say that would be the one I would go with. Let's see. Let me see. I know we have another one. Okay, yeah. RJ Krasinski. What's up, RJ? What's going on, dude? RJ, what it is, man? Who was one of the unsung heroes from the ECW roster while you were there?
Oh, without doubt, Tracy Smothers. I mean, everybody pitched in, but like he would do like miniature dojos before the show, and he helped the young guys. He helped me, helped Nova, helped Chetty, helped Danny Doring, Roadkill, all the younger guys who are coming in through, Tez's dojo.
Mm.
There were, we're in crew. He would get us all in the ring, have us do calisthenics, have us run spots, talk psychology with us, and getting to wrestle with him every night, was a teachable moment.
Mm.
He went out of his way to teach the younger guys. Tracy Smothers gave more to the wrestling business than he got back in return.
It's a shame.
Sadly, yeah.
We have one other question here from the Pod Squad. Andy Schlichter wants to know. What up, dude? Still can't believe that Philadelphia WrestleMania tickets are on sale less than 2 weeks away. It's not really a question, but I'm still really excited for this. I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped.
Yeah.
Hyped, especially after being at SummerSlam and seeing the energy and the production and just like all of it. Like WrestleMania is going to be crazy. So
yeah, it's just a matter. It's like so many buildings are being rented out. And,
yeah.
For different things. And, I might be doing a Meanie Mania party at McCusker's Friday night.
Nice.
Oh, excuse me, Celtricus. Maybe the Friday before, but it's so far out that's don't have to really rush to plan it. But Philly's going to be amazing that week. Hopefully the weather holds up. Because as soon as they announced it, they're like, "No, what if it snows? Who gives a fuck?"
Shit, yeah.
Wear a hoodie.
Yeah, put something up top. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, it's it was incredible to see how sort of how the sausage is made, if you will, in some aspects. And it's cool, man. I think Philly. I'm definitely taking the week off of work for sure. Like especially if I'm going to be doing media stuff. Like there's some things that are in the works with this now, and
nice.
Yeah, I'm really excited, man. So I'm hoping that I'll and I'll see.
I don't know why I did that.
Hey, listen, man. Listen, it's all right. Celebratory farts all over for everybody. No, it's a cool thing, man. So it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to your Hall of Fame induction as well. Anyway, I'm still pushing for it, man. We're gonna start that hashtag pretty soon. Somebody will get in front of Bruce. But I want to thank you for your flexibility in my schedule this week.
Thank you,
man. You were a lifesaver, and I appreciate you. And I appreciate everybody who's reached out to me for my birthday, by the way, and all the amazing things that people have been sending me messages and the show of support that I got from the SummerSlam. It is overwhelming, and I am grateful beyond words. So thank you to everybody. I genuinely appreciate it. And I appreciate you, sir. I genuinely, I really appreciate you, because without you, I don't think I would be doing any of these things. So I would like to know, though, sir, if I may, where can everyone keep up with you outside of the Mind of the Meanie and on your social media?
If you would like to follow me, let me start that again.
You got it.
If you would like to follow the Blue Meanie on all forms of social media, Facebook, still calling it Twitter, Instagram, sort of TikTok, but now Threads or Thread. Is it one single thread? I don't know. At Blue Meanie BWO. Follow me wherever you do your social medias. If you want to support the Blue Meanie, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Blue Meanie. If you would like to support the Mind of the Meanie, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand. Go to collarandelbowbrand.com. Use coupon code Meanie or use coupon code MIND. Save 10% over there at collarandelbowbrand.com. MadCatBeardCare.com. Get the Blue Spruce Beard Oil and Balm. Shout out to my boy Josh Thornton taking care of the cats, doing the great work there over there. MadCatBeardCare.com. Look good, smell good. Where are we at? The Ultra Pro Wrestling video game coming to all major consoles in 2024. Ultra Pro Wrestling contains not only original characters created by Hal Haney, but many real-world wrestlers, including myself and many others that I'm not allowed to say yet. Go to ultraprowrestling.com or follow them on Twitter at UPW Video Game. That's ultraprowrestling.com or Twitter at UPW Video Game. Figure collections, Bone Crushing Wrestler Series 1 variants of the Blue Meanie are available now. All Series 1s can be ordered now at shop.figurecollections.com. That's shop.figurecollections.com. To have the Blue Meanie on your podcast, go to podstars.net. That's PODSTARZ.net. Go over there, register your podcast, and let's hook up. Shout out to Jim Nielsen over at glaciersofIce.com. Jim made a 3 of 3 only custom BWO Air Jordan 1 sneakers for Stevie Nova and myself. Each pair takes Jim about 50 hours per pair. Follow him on all forms of social media at GOI Kicks. That's all forms of social media at GOI Kicks. Cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO for birthdays, holidays, and well wishes. Go to cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO and let's make somebody's day a little bit brighter. But most importantly, Mr. Barnard, where can we find you?
Me? Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, which it's still always going to be Twitter, friends. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Threads at This Is Goober. Yes, it's my handle. No, I'm not changing it. It's a brand, pal. Especially after this week, it's a brand now for sure. This Is Goober. Follow me there. Go and check out my YouTube page. All of my interviews from this past week at SummerSlam are there. You can go to youtube.com/Foundation Radio Pod and check out Foundation Radio at the Premier Podcast Network, which we belong to here. You can find this show, Foundation Radio, and a bunch of other amazing shows there. And check out all my content coming through. BrothersGaddor.com has the only official first licensed Wrestle Buddy that depicts me, Adam Barnard, and you can pick one up now. There's only 25 in existence, and they're almost completely sold out, which is incredible. You can also go get a Blue Meanie right now as well, and Meanie, you can also get a 2-pack, that's right, 2-pack of your favorite podcast host together in one shot. And go to brothersgaddor.com now today. The Feinberg Method, go to thefeinbergmethod.com, use promo code Goober, and save up to 20% off of your entire purchase. My trainer, Brad Feinberg, is ready to assist you with your mental and physical well-being, so go to thefeinbergmethod.com. Shout out to the homies at the 10th Ward Barber Shop out in downtown Lawrenceville on the outskirts of Pittsburgh there. Ryan Kane doing an incredible job. Got to chop it up with Finn Balor about Kane as well while I was at the event. You can go get your hair cut by Kane or Jordan or the rest of the team at 10th Ward Barbershop. You can sign up and set your appointment at 10thwardbarbershop.com. ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. ProWrestlingTees.com/Foundation Radio. Pick up a shirt and keep the lights on at Casa DeMeanie and the Barnard home for wayward and troubled youth. I want to thank our sponsors, Manscaped, for sponsoring the program today. And I want to thank you, Blue Meanie, for being here and doing the show with me each and every week. I want to thank the Pod Squad. One last reminder for you, patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Watch us early and ad-free every single week. Or at once, sometimes we do 2 shows at once. Who knows what you're going to get here? So patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Meanie, thank you. Pod Squad, thank you so much. For the Blue Meanie, I am Adam Barnard. Join us again each and every week as we take a trip through the mind
Blue World Order.
of the Meanie. Peace.
This episode of Mind of the Meanie is hosted and executively produced by the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard. It was mixed and engineered by Carl Pinnell. Additional narration is provided by the executive voice, Sam Krebs. Our intro music was performed by the Swamp Candles. Our outro music was performed by Chikara. Additional musical accompaniment is produced by Enrichment. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Mind of the Meanie and become our patron on Patreon by going to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Find our entire show archive at mindofthemeanie.com. This has been a Butts Carlton media production in conjunction with the MLW Radio Network. Butts Carlton, proprietor.
Blue World Order.
Dad, why is Blue Meanie's brain out?